everyone! So this past Monday, August 1st, was the 1-year anniversary of FemTube. What's FemTube, you ask? FemTube was created from the Women on YouTube Creator Workshop at VidCon last year. It's an event where on the first Monday of the month, people use the hashtag FemTube to share videos made by female content creators. The community of FemTube has really grown into one that aims to uplift marginalized YouTubers in general. Paige and I have been a part of this community since November 2015. We've gotten to know so many interesting content creators, and it's just been a great experience. Cinnamon Roll, Alexandria Taylor, another YouTuber who is one of the people that kind of runs FemTube, asked us all to participate in the YouTube Girls Tag for the FemTube anniversary. The YouTube Girls Tag is a way for individual creators to show people the art of the trade, how the sausage gets made, in an effort to show girls who might be nervous about making their own videos the things that we've learned by doing the things we do. But obviously this could be useful for any guys, gals, and non-binary pals who might want to make videos in the future. Paige did a video about her own process last week, and as usual, she got hers in on time, and mine is late. It is past the deadline of when Allie wanted them done. Please forgive me. But I still wanted to do it. Something important to establish. I am a perfectionist, and that impacts the majority of my creative process because I procrastinate. I'm so worried that what I make isn't going to be as good as I want it to be. I just don't do it. Let me illuminate this for you in the form of a flashback.
Okay, so I'm working on a video this week, and I'm gonna post it Wednesday.
Okay.
Time to take a break.
But I believe Aang can save the world. Do, 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 do.
Oh no. So let's get started. I draw my inspiration from a lot of places, from Tumblr posts to current events to popular media like Disney movies. What usually happens with any of my writing is I get hit by these fully formed sentences and paragraphs, and I just kind of type it really fast on my phone, and it's a wonderful feeling. Sometimes that happens after I've done a lot of research and reading on the topic, and sometimes it comes as an idea itself. I think this happens because I talk to myself a lot. I do full scripts. Some people can have outlines and just speak and sound good. I am not one of those people. I get too distracted and rambly, and it makes for really choppy editing later. I also do this because I know the importance my words can have. Since I make videos about social justice issues, details and nuance can be really important. Not just for other people, but for me and the way people think of me. Once you say something, you can't take it back. Guess who was raised by lawyers? Writing a script with full sentences for me to read gives me a chance to say what I want to say in the best way I possibly could. I always make sure that I read the script aloud before I film. If I can't make the words coming out of my mouth sound like I would actually say them, I rewrite it. Filming is by far the most stressful part. So many moving parts to it. So many things that can go wrong. Lighting. Focus.
Batteries.
Extraneous noise. How my hair looks. Background composition. Reading my script. Really overwhelms me. I use a Canon Rebel T5i, which I only got about a month ago from a Full Sail student via Orlando's Craigslist. If you live close to a design school, the Craigslist is probably going to be the knees of the bees. I got this camera primarily because it has autofocus. Focusing the camera was something that used to take me so long, and it was driving me up the wall. When I can, I record the script all the way through on my iPhone using the Voice Memos app, and I listen to it several times. Lighting, mostly and usually natural. I'm terrible at figuring out where the lamps go and just how to do the lighting thing. I do not understand. I do so many takes. I mess up a lot. I always spend at least half an hour filming. I really try to say complete sentences or phrases all together so that the editing isn't really choppy later on. I say things different ways so that I can pick out which one I like the best later. Sometimes things come to me in the moment. Not too many things. It's often my script verbatim. Editing. My favorite part. The hard part is done. I've got all the materials. Now it's time to make it into something worth watching. I use Final Cut Pro, and I probably have for about a year now. It was accessible to me because of my job. I lucked out. Before I start cutting up the video, I take the audio from the clips and put it into a program called Audacity and try and remove as much white noise as I can. I select a few seconds where it's just straight up hissing background noise. No talking. Then I go to noise reduction and get the noise profile. After that, I adjust the levels here willy-nilly because I don't know what I'm doing, but I fiddle with it until it sounds better. Then I apply those settings to the whole thing and export the file. When I put the clip in the timeline, I do a bit of color correction. Then I line up the audio I worked on earlier and the clip, lower the clip's volume, select both of them, and create a compound clip. What's great about compound clips is that I can split up that clip to my heart's content. But if I suddenly want to change the color correction on the entire thing, I can double click on the compound clip and it lets me edit the original file. Then when I back out, my edits are still there and I didn't have to go and individually edit those clips. Sometimes I just go through and remove things based on the breaks in the audio. Sometimes I go ahead and watch the whole thing so that I know the bad takes. By the second cut, I put the music in the timeline, which I get from 3 different places: the free YouTube music library, Kevin MacLeod's royalty-free website, Incompetech, and Nikolai Hudris' SoundCloud. I only add in pictures and video once I'm done editing the actual footage. I don't always do this, but the animations and movements you've seen in some of my other videos are possible with keyframes, which are basically little anchor points where you can tell an object what size to be or where to be given its place in the video. So with a keyframe, I can tell this object to be this small over here, and then I can increase the size about a second later with another keyframe over here. For something like this, I'll make the object smaller and tilted when it first appears on screen. And then 5 or 6 frames later, I make it upright and the right size. And this creates a cool little effect. You can actually put properly formatted RGB Photoshop files into Final Cut Pro and individually edit the layers. This is how I did the United States map animation in my rolling video, as well as the intro for Paige's Women Crush Wednesday series. Then I upload it to YouTube directly from Final Cut Pro, always making sure it's a better quality upload at 1080p and that it's set to private. When it's done, I check to see how YouTube has affected the look of my video. It almost always darkens them and sometimes even plays with the clarity and saturation. So based on that, I go back to Final Cut Pro, I make a compound clip out of the entire project, and then I up the exposure by usually 2 or 3. I often upload so that I can get Paige's feedback. Paige and I will eventually make one of these videos about what it's like to work together and to run a channel as partners. So I won't get too much into it, but Paige is a really important part of my creative process. I'll write the description, put in the resources I used, add the tags, put the music credit in, upload the thumbnail, which I always use Photoshop to create, keeping in mind that most people are probably going to see it at about a 1/16 of its regular size. Recently, Paige and I have been captioning monsters. Closed captions are really important for anyone who wants to watch our videos who might be deaf or hard of hearing, and they help with search engine optimization too. Making your videos accessible can only help you, and it's a decent thing to do. What I do is I listen to the video, read the script at the same time, and edit it to reflect the video exactly. Then I upload it as a transcript and go in and adjust the timings. I use brackets to describe things conveyed by tone or body language to best reflect the experience for someone who relies on captions. These can be serious and straightforward, like excitedly or trying to suppress a giggle. But frequently, I like to put in fun little nuggets too. Not just to make it fun for whoever is reading the captions, but also for me. I'll laugh at Zuko's boner for honor, or so done with the heteronormativity and infantilization of women are real things that I've written in captions. Once that's done, I publish them. I go back and unpublish YouTube's automatic captions and I delete them. Then I put hashtag with captions in the description. And Paige has a program so that when we do that, it automatically gets added to our hashtag with captions playlist. When I'm sure it's done, I publish the video. I distribute it on Facebook using YouTube to Facebook. I tweet about it on the Princess and the Scrivener Twitter account as well as my own, usually pinning the video to the top of the account. And I share it on Tumblr. And then we wait. Whole thing, probably an estimated 4 or 5 hours, but I've never really timed my process from start to finish, so I don't know for sure. YouTube is so much fun. It's difficult, but it's really great to make something. Most of the time, comments are really fun to read, and it's always great to see the same people come up again and again in our comments feed. Thank you all for watching. Like this video if you learned something new, leave me a comment below about what you're glad that you learned, and subscribe for videos every week on Disney, movies, and intersectional feminism. The Princess will see you next week. We just assumed that it happened, and no one else was in the room where it happened. Did Washington know about the dinner was the presidential pressure to deliver? God, that song is so good!
I'm gonna post a video this week, and it'll be up Wednesday. Oh wow, Paige, I didn't even have to give you direction! Just react the way you normally would if I said that.
If I listen to a piece of audio enough, I can not only memorize the words, but the tone and inflection with the words the said things with.